And welcome in to another episode of Off Script. My name is Zak Herbstreit, and today's episode, I had the opportunity to interview quarterback Brendan Sorsby from Texas Tech. But before we get into it, if you're new to the channel, if you enjoy college football, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video. It helps me out a lot, so I appreciate you guys. But let's get right into the video. All right, let's get into it here. I just want to start off with a barn burner of a question. Skyline or Whataburger? I know you're from Texas, so you might have a little bias here, but, man, that Skyline chili. Something about it. Where are you kind of gravitating towards?
Yeah, so this is where the Cincinnati fans will hate me even more than they already do now. Two things, actually. Two reasons they're going to hate me more. Because one, I'm going to choose Whataburger. But two, I still have never tried Skyline
You
chili.
never had it?
Never had it. So, that was one of the biggest things. Anytime, I'd be signing autographs after a game or whatever. And they're like, hey, so, honest, people would ask you that after a game. They're like, honest thoughts. How do you feel about Skyline? And I'd be like, never had it. And they're like, you never had it? What?
Yeah.
Like,
Dang.
so, yeah, I've never had it, but either way, I think I would choose Whataburger because, it's just, I think you got a little bit more variety. But, I've heard good things about Skyline. I've heard bad things about Skyline. I'm sure, I'm a little bit biased, and
Yeah.
one day I'll try Skyline, but,
The options
yeah,
on the
it's
menu
all
at
about
Whataburger, too. You got the patty melt, the regular burger, but in my opinion, I feel like sometimes the burger, it's hit or miss. I feel like sometimes it'll taste, and I might get flack for this. It tastes like a common, just regular burger. There's nothing special about it sometimes, but then it just hits it sometimes at 11 p.m. on a Friday night. You're like, let's just go out to Whataburger, get a little milkshake, something like that. See that here in Nashville, that's like our cookout. I don't know if y'all have cookout down there, but it's
so
good.
my parents moved to Knoxville. Tennessee from Dallas, so I've had cookout a few times, and
Cookout's
I
good.
enjoy cookout.
Cheap too
Cookout
for
is
the amount of
good.
food you get.
Cheap,
Yeah,
cheap.
yeah,
It is you can get about everything on the menu for $25 total. So it
yeah.
is
It's ridiculous.
it's a good deal.
It's a
Good
good deal.
spot.
It's a good deal. But let's get into the pink meat here. Obviously, transition from Cincinnati to Texas Tech. I want to talk about that transition over. You had an incredible season at Cincinnati, decided to go into the portal, and being kind of one of the top names in the portal. What's kind of that like? I feel like not a lot of people in general throughout the college football world know what that is like, or in general is like. What's that like being like a top name in the portal?
So honestly, it was a little bit different than my first time in the portal. So the first time in the portal, I was kind of like a middle of the pack guy, probably even lower than a middle of the pack guy. But I actually had a lot more schools reaching out to me then than I did whenever I was the top guy. I don't know if that's because some places just take themselves out of the running beforehand or how that works. But yeah, and I also didn't have an agent my first time around, so my agent was fielding a ton of calls for me. But that was kind of the moral of the story is it really wasn't all that hectic. I kind of just got it narrowed down pretty quick, and then kind of made a decision from there. So it wasn't too crazy, but definitely a little bit different than I envisioned. Kind of being one of the top prospects going, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you have some schools narrowed down in your mind, or were you just like free reign, like, hey, I'm good, like who offers me this, or hey, I kind of like, I really don't care, I just want to play ball one more year? Did you have some schools?
So whenever the portal opened and the schools reached out, I had it narrowed down to about five schools, pretty quick. Um, Obviously, I just want to go play football, but at the end of the day, it's still got to meet some. If I got 1 year and the goal is the NFL, I want to go a place that can prepare me,
Yeah.
what I feel like is the best, and all five of those options were great options for that. And at the end of the day, I felt like Texas Tech was the best fit for me, both system wise and just being back in Texas and everything. I felt like was kind of going in the direction for me. So ultimately decided that Texas Tech was a spot for me and, kind of pulled the trigger and made it happen.
And I want to go a little bit more into that. Like I said, obviously you landed at Texas Tech, very passionate school. Their fan base was passionate, very passionate program in general. What kind of drew you towards there? What was kind of like the deciding factor? Like, hey, this is home for me now. Like I love, like I'm a Red Raider now.
Yeah, it was really honestly Coach McGuire, he is the best. Just how he carries himself, the positive energy that he puts off. Like you won't ever hear like negative talk coming from him. Like he's always building you up. Now, if you're a defensive guy, I don't know if the same could be said for you because he is a defensive guy. Like you know how that goes. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but he has been nothing but great to me. If you ever need anything, we have like an unlimited support system here. Like people in Lubbock have been great. Um, and that's really what it comes down to for me is like I want to enjoy my last year. I don't want to just go play football and not enjoy living where I'm playing. I wanted to enjoy it and I felt like Lubbock was another reason, for my decision was just the people of Lubbock. And the amount of people that were willing to help and do different things for you was pretty awesome and stuck out to me. So I've loved my time here so far. It's been great and kind of proven my decision to myself to be the right one.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome to hear. And also have an opportunity to compete for a national championship too, because obviously they made the playoff last year. Just incredible school, incredible program, like I said, and plus the campus. We were there last year or last season, I should say, for the BYU game, and man, dude, it's so
Hmm.
cool there. It's
Yeah,
really just interesting. It's almost like like a Friday Night Lights kind of like town in a way where football is
yeah,
everything there. And
yeah,
you can see it in the people. I mean, the bars too. Shout out, I think it's Chimmy's. Is that what it's called? Chimmy? I don't know if you've been there.
yeah,
They make an
yeah.
unreal blueberry margarita. Shout out Chimmy's right there. But yeah, man, it's just it's cool. It's just a nice little spot, and having that the town kind of behind you there is it's definitely also probably a gravitating factor towards you as well.
Yeah, it's like you just kind of hit it on the head, but like the people of Lubbock, it's like their pro team. We don't have any pro teams like that are really close and accessible. Like if you
Yeah,
want to drive to Dallas or Houston and whatnot, like that, I guess their pro team's there, but it's hours away. So the people of Lubbock kind of look at you as the pro team, and they're willing to support you like you're the pro team, and like you go anywhere and people are wanting autographs and pictures, and like you just kind of it's just kind of a cool feeling of like, okay, we're still in college, but like we're playing for these people who kind of value Texas Tech as like, oh, we're like a pro team for
yeah,
them.
man.
Like we're what they look forward to coming and watching. So it's been it's been pretty sick so far. And I've
Yeah,
really enjoyed my time here.
you make or break their weekends. Honestly, it's either they're going to be super happy.
Exactly. Exactly.
But I want to move on here. I want
Exactly.
to talk about the offseason. Arguably, for a Division I football player, winter is considered one of the hardest in just all of sports. I'd say. I mean, there's an argument there. Summer also sucks with the
Mhm.
conditioning. But what's
Yeah.
what's the difference been
Yeah.
like from a Nico Palazetti strength staff, who I got to say is like one of my favorite humans in the entire world. He coached me at
Yeah.
Ohio State. But he had had the reins at Cincinnati, and he's leading that. What's the difference between that strength staff and coming to Texas Tech and learning from this strength staff?
It's a little bit different style, but at the end of the day, like you've been, to a couple through a couple of different things, obviously, but like at the end of the day, they're trying to get you strong and they're trying to get you ready for a season. Like it's gonna suck regardless of where
Yeah.
you are, and like there's no place out there that's just like gonna hand you an
No.
easy off-season program. Like if you want to win games in the fall, like it's just I know every athlete wants to come in every day and like, oh, please be an easy lift. Like
Please
like
be.
I know
Yeah.
yeah, like please just don't have anything too crazy today. And like, that was one thing that is kind of translated to like we have a really good I love our schedule here. Like we do a ton of good things. We do a good amount of conditioning, but we do a good amount of strength training too. But they're not like, just wearing you down. So the body always feels pretty good as it can, I guess. Um, and then another thing, like just to, shout out Coach Nico. He was the man too,
He
and
was.
everything he did, like he was one of the best people that I've ever been around, since I've gotten to college. Like I I shot him a text the other day telling him happy birthday. Like
Yeah.
he is one of my favorite people like ever. He is an
Yeah.
awesome dude. And he ran things really well there at Cincinnati too. So shout out to him and he's doing a really good job over there.
Yeah, dude, just talk about a guy who breathes life. Seriously. I mean, you talk about
Yes.
someone who
Yeah.
is just like the energy of the room. That is Nico Palazetti at
Yeah.
Cincinnati. So shout out to him. We love you,
Yeah.
Neeks. But I also want to get into a
Oh
little
yeah.
bit more like how are you feeling? Do you feel like some improvements? Are you feeling stronger? Are you feeling faster? What's how you feeling for this upcoming spring, this season?
No, I feel really good. I'm weighing somewhere between 235 and 240, like
There we
pretty
go.
consistently. Um, but I feel really good. I'm moving really well. Nothing slowing me down as far as throwing and stuff goes. I feel like my rotation's the best it's ever been. My arm is the strongest that it's, been since yeah, whenever I was playing high school baseball, like just long tossing every day, like my arm got really strong. So like I was able to throw the ball like 72, I think it was 72 yards in high school. Like
Dang.
I'm not touching that right now. Let's just call a spade a spade. Like I ain't touching that right now, but like I can make all the throws I need to make. My arm feels really good. The most accurate that I've ever been. So I'm just looking forward to this season, all the talent that we have around me and just go out there and kind of distribute the football and let those guys make me look a lot better than I am.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm excited for you. It's obviously it's a big step for you as well. But I want to talk about this season as well. How do you kind of step into that leadership role going into Texas Tech? Obviously, a new face. Kind of like how do you become that leader being a new guy?
Yeah, I mean, I think playing 4 years of football in college and like actually having some like genuine, playing time and starts under my belt, I think that kind of carries a little bit of respect with it already. Like people kind of already look at you a little bit different.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, for me, like I just want to build relationships and naturally, like whenever you're the quarterback, like you have no choice but to be a leader. Like
Yeah.
you can either be a good leader or a bad leader, but you're going to be a leader regardless. You've got no choice. So, um, I think that's the biggest thing for me right now is just build these relationships with the guys and then just, go out there and just kind of be myself. But I'm not ever going to be one of those guys that's just out there just ripping guys for no reason or, getting onto them and all this and not having built relationships with them. Now, if I know you pretty well and like you're slacking off or something, and I expect the same coming back to me, like I will get
Yeah, it's
on to you
different.
and like I'll let you know. Yeah,
It's
like
different.
it's a little different, but I feel like that just comes with knowing the guys and actually building the relationships. So I think that's one of the biggest things so far is just try to get the groundwork laid and then go from there.
And how's that going? Do you think you're building that relationship? I know winter and summer are like a big kind of stepping stone for how teams are made and
Yeah.
sculpted. Is it going well for you?
Yeah, no, it's going well, and you know it too. Like whenever you're out there lifting and running with the guys, like that's like a natural bonding
Yeah,
experience,
man.
like built in. And I know like that's one thing strength coaches preach is like, oh, we're gonna come become closer, throughout this phase. And you're like, all right, dude. And then like you see that they're actually like telling the truth, like
Yeah.
because like shared suffering is like a real thing, like whenever
Seriously.
you're like looking over at your brother and like he's going through it and like you're like, all right, well, at least I'm not the only guy going through it. So it makes you feel better. It's kind of a
Yeah.
sad thing to say, but like when you see your brother suffering, you're like, all right, good. Like, like I'm glad he's suffering too. So it's kind of a selfish way to look at it. But at the end of the day, I think it's these strength coaches' mindset is to make it as hard as possible for everybody. That way you kind of lean on your brothers around you and, kind of grow
Yeah.
bonds that way.
Well, especially like you said, as a new guy coming in, or maybe like a freshman coming in and going through that with these older guys, that's kind of how you earn that respect. I feel like a lot of people
Yeah.
out there just immediately feel like they should just be like, "Hey, I should be playing. I should be playing." But like,
Yeah.
no, hey, like you got to go through the grittiness of college football to kind of get
Yeah.
your time in the spotlight. But my last question here: what do you want the team identity for Texas Tech to be in 2026? What do you like when people watch Texas Tech football? What do you want them to see?
A connected team, but like a very, I was kind of talking about this earlier actually. Like I want to be known as a dominant team, but like a team that if we face adversity, like we're gonna be connected through it and we're not just gonna fold because of adversity. Like we're a team that's gonna be in it till the end. And we're gonna find a way to win ball games. Like I want that to be our identity is a winning team and a team that, it's not gonna back down. Like we're seeking challenges and we're like we're trying to go find a way to dominate you. Like I want that to be our identity.
That's a good deal, man. Good deal. Well, man at the helm, Brendan Sorsby, Texas Tech quarterback.
Yes,
Appreciate you,
sir.
man. Good luck this spring. Good luck this season. Keep in touch. I'll see you soon, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Appreciate you
sir.
very much.
See ya.